Ready?
Yep.
All right. We're joined by head coach Erin Dickerson Davis, student athletes Cassidy, Geddes, Natalie Fox after William Mary's 71-51 win over Northeastern. Coach, just opening statement on the game.
Very proud of how our team attacked this game. The last time we played Northeastern, I think that we didn't come in with the aggression that we needed to be successful. We ended up pulling it out, but, literally at the very end, as opposed to today, I think we were in attack mode from the very jump. I guess the one thing that we do have to work on is just taking care of the ball. I think that some of our turnovers were just kind of careless, a lot of travels in there. So just, being able to get a little bit more discipline in that so that we're not giving up so many possessions. But overall, just very proud of how they've bounced back, and I hope that they use this momentum and they're reminded of what this feeling is like as we go into this last couple games of the season.
Cassidy, coach kind of mentioned it last time. You guys trailed for 3 quarters and had a big comeback to beat them in Boston. Today was a strong start. Was that kind of the thought for you guys? Let's get out of the gate fast here after a slow start in the first matchup?
Yeah, we were really trying to focus on, even in warm-ups, coming out with the right energy, the right mindset, and so that led us straight into the game, being able to start strong. We started out aggressive in our press, and we know that really gets us going for the rest of the game.
Natalie, career high, 11 points, 5 rebounds. All 11 of those points came in the first 3 quarters. What seemed to be working for you tonight? Kind of how did you get in that groove early in the game?
I feel like we did a really good job of screening and rolling and catching me when I was open on the roll. A lot of times I feel like it was just a quick screen and roll and it was an easy basket, which is something we actually have been working on a lot in practice. So it's nice to see it translate to the game because it's a lot harder to see when it's open versus when it's not open versus when you need the one more pass to get it in. And today it just really clicked, and I feel like we had a good post guard connection.
Coach, it seems like with your 5 position, right? It's kind of going with the hot hand. KB last week had a good game on Friday night. Tika's had some good games in conference play. Nat tonight. Is that kind of how you're looking at it going in, or is it more matchup based? How are you kind of dealing with those 3 having, strong nights every once in a while, and how do you kind of handle that?
For sure. So I honestly think it's how they handle it. I think that they're handling it very well. After our Stony Brook game, I basically said whoever produces is who starts. And that doesn't necessarily mean scoring, right? Producing looks different for everyone, right? It might be effort, it might be rebounding, it might be energy, it might be scoring. It looks different for everyone. And so for all of our team to be able to not take anything personal, right? At the end of the day, you come in, we look at what you do, we sit as a staff, and then we decide who should start the next game. I think it's very good of all of them to really buy into that, and it's because they know that if they play well, then they get an opportunity, and it's not this monotonous, it doesn't matter how good or bad somebody is, they're going to be starting, they're going to be playing. I think it makes our practices very competitive, and I also think that it forces people to have meaningful minutes when they get into the game.
Well, Nat, same question to you, I guess, right? What's it like, having a group of you guys that are all really competitive in practice and, not getting complacent, obviously, because you have a solid group there?
Well, me personally, I kind of just take everything really competitively. So, even when I'm in practice, I feel focused on not letting them do what they want to do because that looks better for me personally. So I just kind of try to do what I'm supposed to do, play good defense, and try to get my buckets when I can by just doing my job.
And then Cassidy, how much does it help you as a primary ball handler and a scorer for this team when you're getting that post-production inside like she provided tonight?
It just makes it so much easier. I feel like the last 7 practices, all we do is a drill called pass to the post to work on passing it to them. So to see it pay off in the game makes it all worth it, and it's just good to see them really starting to take their strides and go to work on these other post players.
Coach, they had just one tiny little mini spurt there in the second quarter, but it seemed like you guys really kind of just put your foot down and said, hold on, this isn't going to happen here. What did you see in response from your team when they had that little 8-0 run?
Well, as I was walking down into the locker room, President Rowe got my attention, and she said, "No mercy." And I went downstairs, and I was like, President Rowe just gave me the speech. Like, no mercy. Like, you can't let up right here, right? Like, this is where you see what kind of team you are. And, yeah, we scored 15 points, and that's great. But I think my favorite part about that quarter was that we only gave up 8. And we did what we do. We were very aggressive. We were trapping them. And we didn't get a deflection or a steal every time, and that's okay. But we wore them down, and that's what we were trying to do. We were getting them deep into the shot clock. We wanted them to take some rush shots because of that. So I think we just really executed the game plan. And shout out President Rowe for giving us that reminder that you don't take your foot off the gas. Like, you just go. Like, you don't feel sorry for people because they're down. You don't let up because we're up. Like, you just keep going until the finish line.
For both the players, you guys had 4 players double figures tonight. Obviously, each were one of them. How important was it after the losing streak to get back on track, but also to get everyone involved in this win tonight in your eyes?
I think we kind of knew this was coming. Like, we had been practicing hard, and then even through the losing, like, we saw ourselves making progress, getting better. And so I think finally putting together, like, really shows all the progress to everyone else. But I think we knew that we had this internally, so we kind of had that, like, we're going to be okay, weather the storm, get out of it, and just use all of this for momentum into the tournament.
And then same question to you.
For sure. I think it's like definitely a confidence booster to see that we can succeed by like working together, and it kind of shows that like when you follow the game plan, like things go well. So it's like nice to see that when we do what we're supposed to do, we can actually get a win out of it, and it's a good thing to have moving forward.
I think, Coach, final question. Senior day is going to be Sunday, but today you're joined by a freshman and a sophomore up here. Just the thought, or just your thoughts on the production from your guys' youth today.
Yeah, I mean, when we first got here and we had our first couple of recruiting classes, we knew that we would have some really good young players. With that, they're young, right? Like, there's a lot that they need to learn. So whether it be freshman mistakes or Cassidy being a sophomore and having to fulfill a new role and being the point guard, right? Like, that completely changed how she scores and how she has to see the game, But both of them have really just locked into what we need them to do. And because of that, I knew it when we recruited them, and I know that the same today. They're going to have an amazing career here. And I just hope now they help put on for the seniors and my 2 juniors that are graduating on Sunday, right? They are a big piece of what we do, and those are the shoes that these 2, plus some of our other young players, will be fulfilling.
All right, we'll see you guys Sunday. Thanks.
Thanks.